Welcome, everybody. Today we have a very special guest.
I knew early on that I wanted to make movies.
It's such a difficult industry because there's a lot of luck involved.
I mean, look at American Werewolf in London, look at The Thing, look at The Fly. Look at these films that have really withstood the test of time.
I sculpted this Captain Kirk mask, and they didn't sell particularly well, but then John Carpenter came in, said, can you paint one white and spray paint his hair black?
I was maybe 9 or 10 years old, and it scared the living shit out of me.
You're just racking up these people that you grew up watching. They're in your films. Is that surreal?
There were 35 directors there. If there had been a bomb dropped on that restaurant, never another good horror movie.
Benet's Bloody Bits.
Welcome to Triple B. My name is Jason Benet. Today I'm doing an unboxing for my March 2025 Vinegar Syndrome subscription. I already got the box off to the side. The movies are right here. I don't think you want to be bored with me cracking open movies and taking 10 minutes to do it. So I'm just going to jump right into what I got. So the first 3 titles are from the subscription. And I'm going to start off with what I feel are going to be the stronger films, or at least the ones I want to see the most, and work my way down. So we have a Category 3 double feature of Devil Fetus and Her Vengeance. Devil Fetus is early 80s, Hong Kong, sloppy, messy, gory, kooky, kind of, batshit crazy film. One that's totally enjoyable, earns its rating. Her Vengeance is probably the best film that Vinegar Syndrome has released this year. Not necessarily my favorite, because favorites are more ones that rewatch value. Her Vengeance is not one you're going to want to revisit too often because it's a rape revenge thriller from the director of Ricky O. But it's all, I Spit on Your Grave. So think of that kind of movie, but done Hong Kong style. Super gory, nonstop, ultra violence. A great double feature. Devil Fetus is good. Her Vengeance is fantastic. And now we come to Brimstone and Treacle. This is a thriller, British film, starring Sting, the lead singer of The Police. The soundtrack has music by the Go-Go's, The Police, and Sting. I did read up on the plot, the synopsis. I don't know too much about it, but it sounds interesting. And, Sting has a history, yes, he's a singer, but he also acted in David Lynch's Dune. He was in The Bride with Jennifer Beals. So, yeah, he's got acting chops. So that's Brimstone and Treacle. I keep getting that title wrong. It's Treacle. And then there's the inside for Devil Fetus and Her Vengeance. And I can't believe we're coming up on Volume 8. Forgotten Gialli. Beautiful artwork as usual. There's going to be 3 films inside. What are they going to be this time? Rings of Fear. Reflections in Black. And this next one's a long title here. AAA masseuse, good looking, offers her services. So, hey, you know what you're going to get with that. The way these Gialli box sets have worked is usually one's really strong. That's the anchor of the line. And the other one's not as good, but I could be wrong. Sometimes there's 2 great ones, but that hasn't been the history with these films. So those are the 3 Vinegar Syndrome subscription films paid for. Now all these are add-ons. Partner label, Canadian International Pictures, 70s. Cannibal Girls, directed by Ivan Reitman, many years before he made the super hit Ghostbusters. There's the original memorable artwork. Never seen it. Look at Eugene Levy on the cover with that the hair. Totally 70s. You can't miss it. But Cannibal Girls. And then we have a pickup from the Gosser Video, which is their kind of VHS quality scrappy line. Mexican thriller 38 E Special. There's the artwork inside. And I've enjoyed the line. I like it. I've come around to those films, probably thanks to Culture Shock Releasing was doing a lot of those kind of flicks. And yeah, I've kind of got picked it up. It's a habit now. I can't help it. And I got one from the Mezzanine line, which is a double feature Peakorama XXX of All Night Long. No, not the Lionel Richie song. And Tapestry of Passion. And let's look the inside. Peakorama. So that's everything I got for March. Let's look at all these bad boys again. So it shouldn't take me too long to get through those. But I want to talk about, I've been a subscriber, God, I forget, 6, 7 years now. And I don't think people understand the way the release schedule goes. And I just kind of want to, go over it myself, just so you know the way things work. January, February, March, there's going to be some good movies, but it's not going to be the best of the best. There's a whole year that they have to fill in the calendar. And they're not going to give the meat and potatoes, the best of the best right out the gate. So it gets better when, the strong April is a really good month. You'll see maybe some horror heavy, more exploitation films. May is the halfway to Black Friday sale. That's always good. June is partner label month, so there's no Vinegar Syndrome releases. Then we kind of dip back down, July and August, not as good. September perks back up. October is always great because of Halloween, so you're going to get some horror films, most likely slasher films. November is going to be the biggest month. You're going to have a little bit of everything, some big, studio films, along with some, hard to find, maybe never on disc horror films. And then back to December, we're going to go, there's partner label month, so there's no releases. So that's just kind of a review of the way the 12 months of the year go. I want to look ahead to April. And here's the clues that we have. We have a UH debut of a giallo. I really think that's going to be Lucio Fulci's Murder Rock. It's been on disc before, but never on 4K UHD. I know some people are bummed out if that's going to be the case because they already own the disc. I don't. I've never bought it in any format, so I will gladly welcome this movie to my collection. The other clue is a UH debut of an early supernatural slasher. I think they forgot to put 80s because they just put early, and it's Vinegar Syndrome. It's the VHS store era. I'm thinking early 80s supernatural slasher. And based off the recent banner that was put up on their social media page, I think it's going to be The Nesting from 1981. I saw it many years ago on a bootleg. It wasn't particularly that great, but my tastes have changed a lot in the last decade. And I think it's something I'm going to enjoy more this time around. And the last film is a Blu-ray debut of a double feature of 60s British horror. That could be anything. I mean, who frickin' knows? But I'll gladly enjoy those films when they do come. And April 1st is also going to be the April Fool's joke that they've done the last 3 years. You put, $10, whatever it might be. You get an alternate slipcover. One was for The Invisible Maniac, which was lenticular. Another one was for Fatal Games. Last year, it was a little bit more, closer to like $24, $25. That ended up being a Blu-ray that was only available through that deal. A lot of people were mad about that. So I'm going to fork over whatever money come this time around. And then when November, with a Black Friday sale, they'll reveal what it is. So you don't want FOMO. You don't want to go on eBay to buy these things. So definitely, if you're a fan of Vinegar Syndrome, don't wait. Don't have regrets. I want to finish with what I'm starting to see a trend of. A couple things. A lot of people seem to think that Vinegar's best days are behind them. And I'm not sure what they mean by that. I mean, other than perhaps a lot of re-releases, but I think all the studios, the boutique labels are doing that. I still think Vinegar Syndrome, 3/4 of their releases have never been on disc. They're starting to deep dive into Euro horror, Asian horror, Hong Kong action, whatever. There are going to be re-releases, movies that were put on DVD or Blu-ray by, I don't know, Code Red or maybe even Blue Underground. And they got to get a 4K upgrade through Vinegar Syndrome. And that's very possible. And I understand the frustration with that. I don't buy every movie. I'm more apprehensive now, because the minute I buy something overseas or whatever, there's boom, next week a date gets announced for something I wish I would have held out for. So again, when you're a subscriber and January rolls around, they give you a schedule of what's coming by descriptive, not necessarily all the titles. They might give you 5 titles to entice you to subscribe, but basically 99% of the movies, you don't know what they are. So you're rolling the dice, you're gambling. That's your choice. You got the money and you don't mind, go for it. And there's nothing wrong with not subscribing. You could just cherry pick on the first of the month and go, oh, that would have been a re-release. I'm glad I didn't subscribe. And then you pick the ones you want that you've never owned. That's a choice. I don't mind subscribing. And, but for some people it's too pricey, or they want to get burned. I'm seeing a lot of trends. I don't know if it's people are flipping, but they're selling movies that are still shrink wrapped, and they're not part of the subscription. They might be partner label or something else. And I'm like, is FOMO that bad with certain people that they just need to buy everything? I don't. As somebody who loves physical media and has been collecting it for 30 years, my word of advice is don't break the bank. Make sure your bills are paid first. Take a deep breath and look at movies and go, do you really want them? So because I feel bad, I see people like in a Facebook Vinegar Syndrome group, and they're selling movies because their car broke down or something. And I'm like, man, you have to have savings for emergencies. Don't put the movies first. Took me years to learn that, but now I have it down to where that's never going to be an issue. I really don't want to go sell my movies. So family first, bills first, movies later. That's just an old school dog trying to tell you, learn from my mistakes, learn from others' mistakes. You don't want to get to that point. But sorry, just wanted to go there. It's something that's kind of been on my mind, and I've been seeing a lot of it lately. But what did you guys pick up? What do you think of the March releases? What are you looking forward to in April? Murder Rock, The Nesting. I'm not a big gambler. If I had to put my chips down, I really think those are 2 of the movies we're getting next month. But talk to you guys soon. Stay scared.